All right, jazz people. It has been about a week since I've seen you guys. I'm going to try to block that out while this is at this angle, so you can see a little bit better. This is our follow-up video on Freddy Freeloader. So hopefully by this point in time, you have the tune memorized, the changes, and the melody. If you don't, please go back and do that, or print out the lead sheet and use that, or put it on your tablet so you can follow along in this video. So today we're going to be talking about soloing. Now, in order to make this happen, we have to be familiar with the concept of the blues scale. Now, this is the best way I can set this up where you guys can see my keyboard and hear this with the backing track, but the audio quality is going to suffer a little bit because of it. So anyway, let's get on to that. So, couple of things that we have here. So first things first, you'll notice I don't have the music out right now, the lead sheet, because I don't need it. The chart's really simple. I have the changes and all that stuff memorized. I have my phone on here. This has the backing track pulled up, which is going into this Bluetooth speaker that's just out of view, so I can hear and I can play over those different things. Now, if you are not familiar with your blues scale, let's go ahead and start off with that concept real fast. So first thing we know is we know our B flat scale, B flat major scale. We play it all the time. So let's run through that real fast. Cool. I'm sorry about the squeaky vibraphone pedal. But so in concert pitches, we have our B flat, then we have C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, right? This is on our trumpets or tenor saxophone. That's our C scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. No sharps or flats. And then on our saxophone, it is our G scale. One sharp is the F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Okay? So what I'm going to do when I play the blues scale is I'm going to make a few alterations to what I'm doing there. The first note is going to be the same. I'm still going to play that B flat. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to skip the second note. So C goes away. Then I'm going to lower the third note. So D now becomes D flat. So I've got these two notes. Ooh, jazzy, right? Next note's the same. It's my regular fourth note in the scale, so my E flat. Then I have my sharp 4. So go one half step up, so my E flat becomes an E natural. After that E natural, I have my concert F. Then I'm going to skip my 6th note, and instead of playing my 7th note, my A, I'm going to play my flat 7th, my A flat. And then B flat on top. So put it all together, this is what we got. Okay, so putting them side by side, this is what we have here. B flat major. B flat blues. Okay, so this does a couple of different things. The first thing that this does is we have some notes that are not going to work well together. They sound cool when I go in between them, but not so great. So in this case, it's going to be that E flat, right? E flat, E natural, F. Those are all half steps, which means if I play them together, I'm going to get a lot of tension. So I can't really use those two notes together or have them ring out over each other. So when a group is playing a B flat chord, for instance, like we have in the start of the song, we have a really nice, pleasing sound there. However, if I play that D flat over the top of it, there's a tension there, right? Because these two notes together sound kind of crunchy like that. So, I'm perfectly fine hitting that note and going away from it, but what I should not be doing is hanging out there the whole time. Now, if you have your Aebersold book That's the easiest way to do this because it has that written down on the scales page, the blue scale. If you don't, you can write down the formula and then figure it out with me. So let's go through this for our B flat and E flat instruments real fast, okay? So for our trumpets, we talked about our major scale being C. So C to C, no sharps or flats along the way. So if I have 1, flat 3, 4, raised 4, 5, flat 7, and then 8, that's going to be C. Then my third note is going to be E flat. Then I'm going to have my F, F sharp, G, B flat, C. Okay? Now for the saxophones, let's think about this. So G scale, right? I'm going to be lowering the 7th and the 3rd. I'm going to be getting rid of my 2nd note and my 6th note. I'm also going to have that sharp 4 in there. So let's go through this. So G is my first note. Okay, I'm going to skip the A. B is going to become B flat, right? Then I have my C, that's my normal one, my normal 4th note. Then C sharp is my sharp 4. Then my 5th is going to be D, just like always. And then my flat 7 is going to be F natural before going to the G on top. Okay, so let's play through that scale together. We're going to play it in half notes. Here we go. A 1, a 2, and a half note. Ready, go. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. There's our B flat blues in half notes. Okay, so when I play it all together, just quarter notes now. 1, 2, ready, and So those are the notes that I'm going to be using in my solo today. Now, when I'm doing this, I have a couple of, oh, yes. I forgot I had this stool in here that I can sit on. That'll make it so much easier when I'm trying to be in camera. Oh, instead of having to crash down. Yes. Don't lean on vibraphones. They're not tables. It's bad kids. All right, so when I'm playing this here on this B flat blues, I have a couple of different options. The first thing I can do is I can put on the backing track. I can just try to find things that speak to me in the moment, right? And that's what most professional jazz musicians are doing, right? They're in the moment. They're thinking about how things sound with the things, and they can speak through their instrument the same way that we can speak words. They know what certain notes are going to sound like, and they hear them in their head before they play, and they know how it's going to be. Now, when I am first learning how to improvise, I think a better system, not a better system, but an easier to attain system, is to come with a few things in your back pocket first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play around with that blue scale for a second. I'm going to find things that sound cool together, and then I'm going to try to memorize those little phrases, short things. We call them licks. And I'm going to try to pull those out as I play with the backing track here in a second, okay? So let's go over some of this stuff. So I have a pretty unique opportunity here because I'm playing a chorded instrument. I can play 2 notes at a time. I'm not going to do that for right now. I'm only going to be focusing on 1 note at a time. I really don't need this other set of mallets for this demonstration. So let's go through what we have here. So I got my B flat blues. Okay, so let me find some licks in here that sound kind of neat. Right, it's a little bit like the Addams Family. A little bit. All right, so that's a cool little lick. All right, I like that one. What about this? That's a cool little lick. What about this one here? There's a good one. How about some other stuff here? Let's just mess around a little bit. Oh, I know one that's always super sweet. On vibraphone, we can do that really easily, where you put the half step below, right before you hit the note. Right? So I don't want to hear that ring out at the same time. But if I have it just before, it gives it a little bit of color. Let's Let's see, what about this one? No, that was trash. Ooh. Ooh, that was kind of neat. So anyway, you get the idea here. I'm putting little snippets of things that sound cool. All right, so for right now, let's focus on one lick. I really enjoyed that little, right? Just playing those 4 notes 3 times in a row. So I'm going to try to work that into my solo when I play this, all right? So let's try this out. Cool, this is still on. I'm going to back up that thing. Now, first time through when we play this, remember it's always the melody line.
2. Oh, 1, 2,
Okay, so that was me going through the thing one time. Don't know why it's not stopping. What the heck? YouTube is glitching out on me.
2. Oh.
There we go. All right, so you heard I worked that lick in there that we talked about, right? The rest of it, I was just kind of feeling it, and I started out kind of easy, just going between 2 notes, right? And then as I got a little bit bolder, I went through all the different parts of the scale. This time, I'm not going to have any licks prepared. I'm just going to kind of feel things out and see how it goes. Now, keep in mind, I am not a professional jazz musician on this instrument, okay? And there's a big difference between this instrument and playing on drum set as to what we do. So, if you listen to this and you're like, Mr. Doyle, this is just absolute trash, you can blame Mr. Johnson for not doing a video and having to listen to me improvise. All right, here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, so that was something a little bit different. Yes, I know I cheated. I used that G in there. Sorry. But it sounded good. And again, the point of this is that if it sounds good, then it's good. So this is how I would break this down. First things first is I would work on making licks. Make a lick that sounds neat to you and see where it will work in these 12 bars. The next thing to do is practice those licks, right, to the point where you can pull them out of your back pocket. And the third thing would be how you can improvise. Now, if you are a corded player and you can play on a corded instrument like the vibraphone, you have the added ability of having other things in the background too. So this first time through, I'm just going to play the chords as written so you can kind of hear what those chord tones are, and I can show you how using those chord tones along with your scale and the extra note stability you have, you can do some really cool stuff. All right, so here we go. Hopefully some really cool stuff.
1,
Again.
2. Oh, 1, 2, 3.
Here's that chord again. Now the new chord. Ooh, got some growl on that speaker. So you can hear, that was a pretty bad solo, but you can hear there was a little bit more of a rich tapestry of colors by being able to do all those things together. Okay, so anyway, hope that helped you guys a little bit on your solo. So this week, the goal would be to not only be able to play the melody line with the backing track, but also to make up a solo that would sound good for 12 bars. And maybe if this is good, we can do a virtual band project on Flipgrid, put together Freddie Freeloader as a virtual band. That would be really cool. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you are a percussionist, by the way, and you don't have vibes at home like I do, you are more than welcome to do this on a glockenspiel or your little practice bell kit. It's not going to sound as good. If you have a xylophone, you can do some cool stuff with that. But yeah, just give it a shot. Cool.